All kinds of blinds and Billings, all kinds of blindsmt.com for a variety of blinds, vertical blinds, the Roman shades, the mini blinds, and ask about repair as well. All kinds of blinds and window film for security. All kinds of blinds mt.com. Amber Gustanas, realtor with Century 21 Hometown Brokers, can make your dreams come true. The service area for Amber Gustanas includes Billings, Lockwood, Laurel, Joliet, Roberts, Red Lodge, Columbus, and more. Single-family homes, townhomes, lots, and land, whatever you're in the market for. Amber Gustanas, Century 21 Hometown Brokers, and 406-690-5902.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Sal Grizzly shooting. I'm Livin' Large Larry, KGHL News. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes are offering up to $4,000 for information on the shooting of a sow grizzly bear and one of her cubs in the Millie's Woods area, approximately 8 miles north of St. Ignatius. Millie's Woods is located south of Post Creek. Wednesday evening, the third and final debate for Montana's lone congressional House seat took place in Great Falls. Gubernatorial candidate Steve Bullock and Greg Gianforte will square off in a televised debate Saturday evening, also in Great Falls, beginning at 6. The debate will be held at the CBS and Montana Television Network affiliate, KRTV, in Great Falls. MSU Billings students will have more opportunities for problem solving now that the university has rolled out its second technology-enhanced interactive learning classroom. It was dedicated Wednesday night with a ribbon-cutting ceremony and brief demonstration. The classroom is designed to facilitate interactive group learning. And October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and YWCA Billings is raising awareness by launching its Take a Stand campaign. Daily social media posts show how YWCA and others are taking a stand to end violence against women. Denise Juneau says electing her to Congress would change the discourse about gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transsexual people. The Democrat made her comment Wednesday night in a debate against Republican U.S. Representative Ryan Zinke and Libertarian Rick Breckenridge before a capacity crowd at Great Falls College. Juneau said she's the state's first openly gay federal candidate and will be the first American Indian woman to be elected to Congress. Prosecutors in Montana have dropped a driving under the influence charge against a former Navy SEAL who said he shot and killed Osama bin Laden. Both sides agreed that medication prescribed to treat symptoms related to Rob O'Neill's military service formed the basis for the DUI charge. Prosecutors instead charged O'Neill with negligent endangerment and deferred prosecution for up to a year while he undergoes treatment. Couple of sports notes. It'll be the San Francisco Giants against the Chicago Cubs in Game 1, the National League Division Series at Wrigley. Madison Bumgarner threw a 4-hitter, and the Giants advanced with a 3-0 shutout of the Mets in the NL wildcard game in New York. Arizona Cardinals coach Bruce Arians says quarterback Carson Palmer remains in the concussion protocol and has not been cleared to play when they face the 49ers tonight. That means backup Drew Stanton will make the 13th start of his 10-year NFL career. Stanton hasn't started since 2014 when he went 5-3 after Palmer went down with shoulder and knee injuries. Montana State and Regional News and Sports. Montana at 5. The mighty 790 AM and 94.7 FM, KGHL. I'm Livin' Large Larry. Best Coupon Magazine, truly in and around Billings, with an issue for different areas around Billings. Coupons that fit where you live. Hometown Values. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. If you check your mail, from time to time you'll see it. It's going to show up in your mailbox. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. Check out the new Heights edition. Also the newest Billings Laurel edition is out as well. Hometown Values with practical couponing in the magazine. Hometown Values. Trained Barber Haircuts, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights, the best $10 haircut ever. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, the official barber for the Livin' Large Larry live show. Like him on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barbershop up in Billings Heights. 2225 Main in the Heights, Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Proud supporters of the JCs.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
What is going on around town? What's happening is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refinery Inspection. Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. The Billings Roller Derby Dames have their final bout of as a league actually coming up on October 22nd at the Shrine Auditorium. It turns out that the Billings Roller Derby Dames and the Magic City Rollers for next season will kind of merge together into one gigantic league. So Billings Roller Derby Dames up against Hellgate from Missoula, Shrine Auditorium on October 22nd. And the doors at 6. The bout begins at 7 p.m. And I have the distinct honor of DJing their last bout for the Billings Roller Derby Dames. Shrine Auditorium on Broadwater. And tickets are 10 in advance, 15 at the door. So check them out, BRDD. A couple more big events coming up. Dream Beds for Kids is now going on through the end of the weekend at Center Court Rimrock Mall. Dream Beds for Kids. Buy a couple of raffle tickets for the dream bed you would like to buy. There's different kinds of themes, princess themes and sport themes. A fundraiser for the Center for Children and Families. And those beds, dream beds, are on location. You can check them out now at Center Court Rimrock Mall through the weekends. Thank you in advance for helping out. Coming up, the next Jersey Day tailgate party, if you will, for Blankets and Bears. There's 5 total, 16 Jersey Days in regards to Monday Night Football, where you pay $1 or so on Mondays to wear a jersey to work. That Monday goes to Blankets and Bears. Throughout the 16 Mondays, there's 5 tailgate parties. Next one coming up at Bugsy's on October 24th. Again, a fundraiser for the Blankets and Bears program. Jersey Day, wear your favorite jersey. It doesn't have to be a football jersey if you choose not to wear a football jersey, but wear a baseball jersey or a basketball jersey, whatever the case may be. Hockey jersey as well. Blankets and Bears appreciates it anyway. So Bugsy's, October 24th. Next tailgate party for that. Coming up on Thursday, October 13th at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center. It's the annual When the Night Comes fundraiser for the Tumbleweed program in Billings. Here, that's a organization set aside to help out with homeless youth, homeless teens. Tumbleweed, Billings Hotel and Convention Center, When the Night Comes program fundraiser at 5:30 at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center with dinner and drinks, a social hour, and live and silent auction, and a program from Tumbleweed. Again, that's on Thursday, October 13th. What is going on around town? What's happening is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refinery Inspection. Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. And a chat with Mayor Tom Hannell. Thanks to Morning Man at KGHL, Nick Tyler. Mayor Call with Mayor Tom Hannell, City of Billings. That is on the way for you.
Into Cryo at 805 24th Street West, Suite 4 is calling all area athletes, teams, coaches, and trainers. Forget the ice bath. Experience the state-of-the-art cryo chamber and the 3-minute system that's changing the way athletes perform and recover. Cut injury and surgery downtime. Train harder. Recover faster. Call 534-8850 to see what it can do for you or your organization. Groups welcome. 534-8850. Come in and chill out.
Our replay of segments on livinlargelarry.com on the show from Keystone Mortgage Company here in Billings, and purchase, refinance, investment properties, and a brand new place to call home for work. Keystone Mortgage downtown now, across from the pub station, 2442 First Avenue North. You can find them on Facebook. Type in the keyword Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. I think you'll love the changes at Keystone Mortgage.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
My special guest, once again, welcome back. Good morning, Billings Mayor Tom Hanel.
Good morning, Nick. How are you today?
Good. How are you doing, Tom?
Oh, doing wonderful. Looks like the rain's going to let up a little bit. Give us a chance to dry out, but boy, it sure has been a blessing.
I'll tell you, yes, it has. And Mayor, you said something, I believe it was a couple years ago, that still makes me laugh, but it was a joke, or somebody said to you, I think we had a big snowstorm that just wouldn't end, and it was something like, Mayor, could we just put a dome over the whole city so we don't have to deal with stuff like that?
You know, Nick, that is so interesting because I heard that again just yesterday. We were at a gathering, and a gentleman came up to me and says, can't you do something about this rain as mayor? And I said, I tell you what. Start praying, because that's probably about the best chance you have.
That sounds good. We'll put in a big umbrella.
There you go.
Well, Mayor, if we could, a couple of questions. Let's start with downtown. We've been speaking. It's been a big deal with the One Big Sky Center project, which I understand that there'll be a vote coming up in a few weeks. Is this kind of the due diligence phase? Where would they be at with a project that would be this immense, Mayor?
Well, that's exactly what's coming up, Nick. Yes, it's going to be up or down, where they're going to be presenting their finances, explaining to us what they are able to do financially. We've done our own research because it's such a huge project and has such a tremendous effect on the city of Billings that we ourselves want to be sure that they're in a position financially to proceed to complete what they proposed. And obviously, we sincerely hope they are, and hoping that the project does come forward. It would be fantastic for the city of Billings, but we're just being awfully cautious, doing our due diligence, but that's what's expected of them, is to bring forward the financial picture that shows that they are stable enough, that they're strong enough to make something like this work. There may not be tax increment dollars involved. There may be private dollars involved, and be it that the disturbance of the downtown area, it's going to consume a few blocks. We just want to be sure that we've done our part, and now we're expecting them to come forward with theirs.
All right, it sounds good. Let's stay downtown, Mayor, if we could. And speaking of tax increment funding, I understand there's been a request from St. Vincent de Paul for some funding to help. I understand they're consolidating their buildings. They'd like to move down the street to the Crane building, which I think a lot of us drive by on First Avenue South. If you could kind of talk about those funding, how that works, Mayor, and what their plans are, what they'd like to do.
Absolutely. Well, to begin with, the concept of tax increment finance district funding is just that. It's to help businesses get started. It's to help existing businesses sustain. Of course, there's certain criteria that must be met, and that has to do with job growth, has to do with structural changes. It's not just money that we loan them or grant them through the tax increment funds to do as they please. They have to show us that they have added jobs, that there's been changes within the business, expansions, and that they can sustain. And in this particular situation, St. Vincent de Paul does meet the criteria, so that's not the question. And the funds are there. There's about 900 and some thousand in the account now. After the first year and more tax collections come in, there'll be well over $2 million. So the money is available. They do meet the criteria, and that's what it's for. So that part we can set aside. The big issue is that they are presently located on Montana Avenue in a building that is very old. It's on a railroad property. They had talked one time about remodeling, putting a kitchen inside, and so forth. Well, that sounds good if you're looking at it from the outside, but in reality, Nick, it's just not a good location for a gathering of people. You maybe have noticed I have in many situations driving by where people are gathered on a sidewalk and laying about, and what happens is they end up disturbing others, passerbys. There ends up being, litter and other matter that we don't want to discuss on the radio about, and it's just not a good situation. So I did make a recommendation some time ago that before they put a lot of money into the building, maybe they should look for a better location for gathering of persons that need their services.
All right.
Yes, they've zeroed in on the Crane building. Good location. They have a huge parking lot. It's off to the back of the building. It'd be off the street, safer for those that use the services. And so they're trying to put the pieces together, and that's where they have come to the city for asking for a grant. Yes.
All right, Billings Mayor Tom Hanel's my special guest. Mayor, a couple of minutes left as we look ahead to the upcoming 2017 legislature. I know that you and the council are looking at things and that could be going up to Helena. If you could talk a little bit, Tom, about the Local Impact Tax Authority, which I understand could be a certain percentage of a tax on certain things. Is that something that you and the council would be looking at, or is something that's important right now?
Absolutely. It's extremely important. And yes, we are looking at it. There's a group of citizens that are spearheading the effort. Yes, the Chamber is involved. Some of those persons are Chamber members and active with the Chamber. And not just the Billings Chamber, chambers across the state of Montana. This is not a Billings effort. Many cities are joining hands and getting together and trying to convince our legislators that to give us that option to go to the voters, let the voters decide if they will allow a local option authority. You can call it a tax. There's no reason to try to beat around the bush. Basically, that's what it is. But at the same time, those funds would be collected from our tourists, our visitors that come through the city to help offset some of the costs that we experience. In a sense, it would help us to not have to ask for more levies. I will not say reduce taxes. I'd be very cautious of that. But as we ask for more funds to offset these costs, we could use that local option authority for just exactly that. It seems to be a very important topic. Obviously, I'm sure you're following the political atmosphere. Our present governor and gubernatorial candidate, both of them don't seem to be too excited about it. But basically, all that's being asked is let's have the ability to ask the voters if they will approve this and let the voters decide. And if projects are identified as a result of the funds, those projects will not be built unless the money's in the bank, and the public will be involved in deciding what projects those will be.
Oh, it sounds good. Well, Mayor, we're out of time. Thanks again for coming on this morning. We'll check in again next Wednesday, and as always, we appreciate you coming back on the Nick Towner Morning Show.
You're absolutely welcome. Thank you to all our visitors out there, and let's hope the ground dries up a little bit, get those beets out of the ground now and get them coming in.
The promise from Brown's Automotive in Billings to continue communications. It's been happening for over 60 years in Billings. Brown's Auto Service on Broadwater. Brown's West Auto Service, corner of Rosebud and 20th in Billings. 2 downtown locations of Brown's Automotive, the Automatic Transmission Company, 13th Street North and 1st Avenue North, and Brown's Rebuild Center downtown at 18th Street North and 2nd Avenue North. Brown's Automotive. BrownsAutoBillings.com. Best Coupon Magazine, truly in and around Billings, with an issue for different areas around Billings. Coupons that fit where you live. Hometown Values. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. If you check your mail from time to time, you'll see it. It's going to show up in your mailbox. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. Check out the new Heights edition. Also the newest Billings Laurel edition is out as well. Hometown Values with practical couponing in the magazine. Hometown Values.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Our replay sponsor on Livin' Large Larry Live is brought to you by Keystone Mortgage in their new location, 248-7124. And you can check them out and visit them at 2442 1st Avenue North. They're right across from the pub station in downtown Billings. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number. You're our number one priority. Keystone Mortgage.
All right, McCall Linky with this with Niall. What's your title, first of all? That's important.
I'm the Equine Programs Director and Communications Director.
That's huge.
I know, so you can just call me Communications Director for this one.
How long have you been there?
This will be my second Niall, so year and a half. January will be 2 years.
You sound like you have radio experience.
I told you
in college and stuff?
I interned when I was in college and have always had an interest in it, and I've done for Niall I've done a couple other radio interviews.
So in college, what did you do for your internship? Did you get to talk on the radio, do your own show or something?
I wish.
You didn't?
No, it was pretty small, pretty pathetic, really, looking back. I sold ads, and then I got to record a couple ads.
Well, that's people. What we do.
Yeah.
As a 36-year radio veteran, that's still what I do.
Yeah. So nothing live, but I recorded a couple and put them to music and whatever.
We got to keep you in mind for some commercial work down the road.
I would love to.
When you go back across the street to the Niall office, and when you get a chance, drop a couple of cards by, and I'll have to ship them to the powers to be here
Yes.
at KGHL.
Yeah, I would be all for that. I love that.
We love it. We meaning this entire area, and I'm going to stretch out to North Dakota and Wyoming as well. When the Nile comes to Billings, people come. Talk about Nile coming up on the 15th of October.
Yeah.
Talk about it a little bit.
So we have the Nile is October 15th through the 22nd, and this year a big change that we're having is the Ranch Rodeo is going to be the kickoff premier event. So historically, the Ranch Rodeo has always been Wednesday night of the Nile. This year it's going to be Saturday, so the big kickoff event, Saturday night, big performance. You don't have to worry about going to work the next day, so you can really have a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so Ranch Rodeo kicks off at 7 p.m., and that's the Farstad Oil Ranch Rodeo Finals. So a dozen teams come in and compete for bragging rights, money, saddle, prizes. It's going to be a great time. And then the shows start, the cattle shows start on Sunday with the junior livestock shows. So that's where the younger kids come in and they show their hogs, their sheep, their goats, and the steers. That's Sunday and Monday. Then the junior fed livestock sale champions is Tuesday night at 5 p.m. That's a great community event. We love everybody to be there. Come support those kids. The funds from the livestock sales usually goes right back into those kids' pockets, either for next year's projects or for their college fund. And I know that's how I paid for my education, is from selling livestock. So it's always great to give back to those kids. So put that on your calendar. Tuesday, 5 p.m. of the Nile. Come out to the Junior Livestock Sale of Champions.
So let's talk about, before you get too far into this, working for the Nile now. When you were a kid, right, you must have been involved with agriculture and all that. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I grew up in Colorado, the good part of Colorado, so don't hold it against me.
So what's the good part of Colorado, as opposed to the bad part?
Granby, Colorado is my hometown. It's in the western part, in the mountains.
Population?
Probably about pretty comparable to Huntley.
Oh, really?
So not teeny tiny, but not huge, pretty comparable.
So what's the bad part of Colorado? Is it Denver?
I'm not saying
it's
anything.
not Denver.
I'm not
Are
saying
you a Bronco
anything.
fan?
Yes,
so
of course.
So it can't be Denver. So there's good and bad of every city, actually. That was a funny response. So, but your childhood and then going to college, where'd you go to college at?
I moved north to good old University of Wyoming. Go Cowboys. Forever and ever. I'll bleed brown and gold.
And you majored in?
Ag communications.
See? So as a kid, going to college with agriculture and then working for the Nile must be a fun job.
I absolutely love it. Love it. I couldn't ask for a better job. It's really my dream job. Love it.
Yeah, the Nile's huge, and it's a great brand and all of it. McCall Linky is with us, and she's been the chosen one to talk on the radio this time about Nile.
Yeah, the chosen one, or I picked the bad straw,
the
short straw.
Was there a choice? Did they say, okay, we got 4 of you to choose from, and McCall, you're the one, or you just raise your hand and said, I'll talk?
Well, it's part of my job duties as the communications director is to do public outreach, so this is it.
So when you got the job for the Nile, what was your reaction? I'm sure you applied for like many others did.
Actually, no. I was kind of recruited? Sort of. I graduated college early in 3.5 years, so August, before I started my senior semester, my current boss, Jennifer Boca, gave me a call, and I was an intern in 2013 for Nile.
That always helps.
So she knew me, she gave me a call, she was wondering what I was up to, if I had any plans after college, and I said, not really sure, don't know, kind of typical college kid response of like, oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm glad you're here, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, so after the Nile's done, after the 22nd, I guess, what do you do?
Clean up.
And then work for the next big event?
Immediately after we clean up, kind of take a big nap and get everybody paid, get all the bills paid, and then it's on to the next thing, which is the mate show in February. Right. I don't know how many people know that, but the people that bring you the Nile are also the people that bring you the mate show in February.
I think a lot of Billings people and Yellowstone County people know that, but outlying areas, Wyoming, North Dakota, they probably don't. But that's 2 huge branded shows here in Billings that we all look forward to.
Yeah, and we do
So
too.
from your first Nile to this being your second Nile, what is some of the coolest changes that you see?
It's amazing what a year of experience does. I know at this time last year, I felt like I was drowning. I had no idea what I was doing.
Overwhelmed and all that?
Totally overwhelmed, and it's amazing what a year of experience does, good and bad. I made a lot of mistakes last year, but I was a rookie, and so I'm glad they brought me back off my rookie season.
Well, at least you were accountable for it.
Yeah.
And you must have done something good because you're still here.
I guess so.
You asked me before we went on the air
Yes.
what my favorite part of the Nile was, and it really
Yeah.
is the trade show, the shopping. My wife and I go every year. Not that we buy, everything, but it's just a great time to relax and just chill and see who's there, actually.
Yeah, it's great. That's one thing that I love about Nile, and I hope that I love it more, is that community piece and meeting people. And like last year I didn't know as many people, but I knew a couple, and it's always fun to be like, oh hey, how's it going, what's up neighbor?
You look familiar.
Yeah, and now like as I'm here longer, the more people I know, so it's more fun to run into them and catch up. And the trading post is a great area to do that.
And the rodeo is always fun too, of course.
Of course.
It's a big draw. But looking forward to the Nile. Love the fact that it's a week plus long. I like that idea a lot, instead of cramming it into 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, and that's just been from our entry numbers. We had to shorten the days because the entry numbers weren't there. But as it's grown, the barn is only so big, and we can only hold so many cows. So instead of building a bigger barn, we've expanded the days to accommodate everybody. And I don't know, someday maybe Nile will be a month long, or we could get Metro Park to build us another barn.
Yeah, that may be in the talking stages. You just never know.
That's right.
So let's talk about contact details, tickets, and website information for the Nile.
Yeah, everything. You can find it all on our website, thenile.org. Also, follow all of our Facebook pages or our social media. There's always lots of good stuff there, good helpful reminders. Call the office, 406-256-2495. There very well be a chance that I'm the one that picks up the phone.
Awesome.
And I love to talk, love to chat. Tickets are on sale. Go to the box office, Metro Park box office, and they'll get you arranged for any kind of seats, any kind of tickets that you want to fit your budget.
All right, thenile.org and McCall Linky. Good work. Appreciate you talking this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
If you are suffering from chronic pain or lack of energy, if you're looking for a natural way to manage your pain, N2 Cryotherapy in Billings may have the answer. Originally used in Europe for over 30 years, cryotherapy is now growing in popularity across the U.S. The 3-minute ultra-cooling service is already bringing relief to people here in our own area. Rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, lupus. Experience cryotherapy, N2 Cryotherapy in Billings, n2cryo.com. 805 24th Street West, number 4, 406-534-8850. Come on in and chill out. Trained Barber Haircuts, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights, the best $10 haircut ever. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, the official barber for the Livin Large Larry live show. Like him on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barbershop up in Billings Heights. 2225 Main in the Heights, Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Proud supporters of the JCs.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
And Harrigan with his Billings Symphony Orchestra and Chorale. Another big show coming up, not until October 15th. Hello, Ann. How are things with you, by the way?
Oh, things are great. We had just an unbelievable opening night concert with the Billings Symphony and the Grand Rapids Ballet. A huge crowd, and I think everybody loved it. And we're turning it right back around with our second concert this season coming up.
Called Music of the Masters, October 15th.
Well, Music of the Masters is showcasing some of the great composers that you think of, the most famous being Beethoven, but also Handel. Handel, Larry, he wrote The Messiah that everybody knows, was probably the most famous composer besides Bach at his time, so we're going to be doing some of his music. Haydn, who made his living actually playing for princes and wrote 104 symphonies. We're actually going to do the last of his 104 symphonies. And then Beethoven's Piano Concerto, which is a solo for piano and orchestra with one of the most amazing pianists in the world.
Sounds like a great show. Do you find over the years that the demographics of patrons that attend the Billings Symphony and Orchestra Chorale shows are younger, or have they remained the same for several years?
I think that they're getting younger because we're doing so much outreach in the schools. I mean, last year we did 85 outreaches, and we got into all sorts of different locations, elementary schools, middle schools, colleges, not only in Billings, but, all around the state. And so by doing that, I think we're attracting younger audiences and bringing folks in, and they're finding out that, symphonic music is pretty exciting.
Yeah, there's music classes been offered in school since I was a kid, and I like the growth of the way music is brought into schools, and that's always a positive. What is this class being held on October 14th, and can you speak of that a little bit?
Oh, the master class,
Yeah.
yes. So Brian Gans is our piano soloist, and as I said, he is an amazing pianist. He's also, I think, one of the best teachers in the world, and he studied with one of the greats. And so what he's going to do is he's going to teach, it's called a master class, in which several piano students from the area have already been pre-selected. So they'll play for him, and they'll have an opportunity to get basically a private lesson, from one of the greatest teachers in the world.
That is really cool.
And people will be watching. That's what's nerve-wracking, also exciting about a master class. It's like a private lesson, except anybody is invited to come and watch.
And that master's class is open to the public. Give us the times, and it's at the Alberta Bear Theater, I know that, but what's the exact time?
I'm going to say 5 p.m., but I don't have it memorized.
Okay. So between 4 and 5, show up at Alberta Bear Theater on October 14th, then segueing into October 15th performance. Give us all the bullet point particulars of when people should show up for the show on the 15th of October.
Okay, for the show on the 15th of October, 6:45, concert cues, pre-concert conversations with Brian and Tom Singer. You don't want to miss that. And the concert's at 7:30 p.m. You can find information at billingssymphony.org, or just get tickets at the Alberta Bear Theater the day of, or check us out at our offices near Broadway and 2nd.
All right, tickets also at 252-3610. And Ann Harrigan, Billings Symphony Orchestra and Chorale. Do we have all the details? Do you have something else for us?
I think so. It's going to be an absolutely gorgeous concert. I'm looking forward to it, and I know that this will be the favorite of a lot of our classical music fans for the year.
Since I have you on the phone, can you tease us as to what may be coming up for the holiday season coming up?
Well, we have quite a bit. Of course, we've got the Nutcracker, and it's sold out, the 2 performances.
Right, yeah.
Over Thanksgiving weekend, so we're adding a 3rd show.
Cool.
So that'll be great. And then right after that, we're bringing in our holiday pop concert, Laura Warriors, who played Glinda on Broadway in Wicked. So we're going to have a Wicked holiday concert with the Billings Symphony Chorale and the Billings Symphony Orchestra. And then for New Year's Eve, we're bringing in 3 of the top bands in Billings. I'm going to see if I get this right. Stucky Beaver and Ground Grippers, the Midlife Chryslers, and Ellen and the Old School.
And they're going to play along with you guys.
They're actually going to play without the symphony because we can't fit everybody on the stage, but each of them are going to do their own set.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And, I've heard them all. They're just fantastic groups. I'm sure you know them well, Larry.
Yes, I do. They're fun. They're fun to watch, and they're very interactive.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Ann Harrigan, Billings Symphony Orchestra and Chorale. Always a pleasure to talk with you. Thanks for all the information. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much.